The award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 1 million views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,700 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, South Gibson County, USJ, TCA, and Peabody. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. The premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
And good evening and welcome to the BallGame Blitz TV Sports Network, produced by Worthy Road Studios on the South Gibson High Facebook page. And what a great place to be. You see a beautiful shot, and we will remind you this game and this broadcast, this is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios for 2024. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of this BallGame Blitz broadcast without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. I'm Coach Joe Holloway. I'll be your announcer for tonight's contest. And, of course, we do other games, but this is the only one Worthy Road is doing tonight. We had a great soccer contest last night with South Gibson winning that one, and also, I believe, USJ. But some of the teams that we do games for are, of course, South Gibson, USJ, TCA, and those games are broadcast on each high school's Facebook page. We also broadcast all Union University home games, including volleyball, soccer, basketball, softball, and baseball. New this year is Rockabilly Baseball and Bethel Sports, and all of our BallGame Blitz games are archived to Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and that's important. You can get on there without it, but it's better, and you get more little bonuses by subscribing to the Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel. Also, our executive producer for all of our schools and other sports. For example, we do boxing, amateur and pro boxing. A card coming up in September, and then another one in October. And our advertisers for tonight, these are the good people that you want to support. They help bring your team stream where they can be seen anywhere in the world. The Blacksmith Restaurant, Chuck Hutton Nissan, King Tire Company, Jones Chevrolet, Deaton's Carpet One, Elite Dental, Humboldt Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, McCoy's Heating and Air, King Jewelers, Foundation Bank, Great American Sports, Fitscapes Lawn Service, Rip Logal Lawrence Funeral Home, Summit of Jackson, and Roberts Jewelers. Please support our advertisers who make Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz broadcast the high quality they are. Without these advertisements, there would be no crews to bring you these broadcasts, and you wouldn't get 5 cameras. We are the only people in West Tennessee that will give you shots from 5 different cameras. We got a great producer and crew on hand tonight. I know that Christopher Reasons and Billy Bolin is here for sure. We've got some folks learning, but that is enough said, along with Paul Schultz right on the spot. What we're going to do is we're going to take a time out, and when we come back, we'll come back with more of the BallGame Blitz and Worthy Road Studios here at South Gibson Stadium.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been a trusted name in quality tires and auto care, proudly serving the Jackson community for decades from our Old Hickory Boulevard location. With tires, alignments, oil changes, AC repairs, brakes, belts, hoses, radiator repair, and more. King Tire Company delivers the expertise and reliability you can depend on. Visit King Tire Company on Old Hickory Boulevard in Jackson today, where decades of experience meet top-notch service.
Great American Sports, make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports, make sports an addiction.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Replogle Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
For more than 60 years, King Tire Company has been your go-to source for quality tires and dependable auto care. Our Airways Boulevard location in Jackson has proudly served the community for decades, delivering the excellence you've come to rely on. Whether you need tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, and more, King Tire Company has you covered. All tire sizes, ATV to light truck and beyond. Visit our Airways Boulevard location in Jackson today. King Tire Company, where long-standing tradition meets exceptional service.
Let me tell you about the American Dream. In 1974, I had $425 to my name. I bought 21 carpet remnants, rented an old lumber shed, and opened Deaton's Rug Barn on East College. I worked long hours with hope of taking care of my family. I'm so thankful to Jesus who changed my life. He gave me a dream. So in 1985, we opened Deaton's Carpet One on the 45 bypass with a commitment to customer satisfaction. My friends, don't give up on your dream, because your dream can come true.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, I'm going to Jackson.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
And welcome back to the BallGame Blitz broadcast from South Gibson High School tonight. A beautiful feel, a hot night, and I think the decision has been made. This game will go on as scheduled. It was, we're at the Jamboree. This is not a full contest. Let me tell you a little bit about this Jamboree. It'll be the South Gibson County Hornets versus the Peabody Golden Tide at South Gibson High School. And, of course, today is Friday the 16th, 2024. Your tickets, I believe, are available at GoFan. They're $8 a piece, but here's what you're going to get. And here's what we're going to bring you tonight on the BallGame Blitz. And like I said, enjoy the 5 cameras and the great production work here at the stadium. 6:15, South Gibson freshmen versus the Peabody freshmen. It'll be 2 15-minute quarters with a continuous clock and no special teams. They'll move the ball down. We'll see whether they use the traditional 30 or 35, and 35 is usually the traditional they'll do on a punt. They'll set the football up. Now, they may let them punt it and just catch it and go from there. That's a possibility. We did not get a chance to check that out. Now at 6:45, something exciting. Both cheer squads, both the Peabody and the South Gibson cheer squads will perform routines. Now at 7 o'clock, it's what a lot of people are looking forward to, is the South Gibson varsity versus the Peabody varsity. It'll be 2 12-minute quarters with regular game clock. Then at halftime, the bands are going to perform, and then for the second half, you'll have the South Gibson JV versus the Peabody JV. It'll be 2 15-minute quarters, continuous clock, and again, no special teams. Now, those are some of the features tonight. And, of course, the 2 head coaches. You've got Shane Jacobs for the visiting Tide. And remember Shane for a long time. He was an assistant Northside. He came over to Peabody, then as an assistant, then eventually became the head coach. And Tab Vowell was, who's on his staff now, was the head coach when they were at Northside. And then a young man, and we'll talk more about Coach Ben Johnson, who has coached at several schools This is his third year here. He's been a winner ever since he got here. He was a winner when he was an assistant at other schools. He spent some time with the Kansas City Chiefs organization as a player, has picked up a lot. And what an enthusiastic young man, a great staff. And we'll tell you about all of the people that are coaching on his staff also. The freshmen are out here warming up right now, broken down into groups on both ends of the field. You see the team. What a great shot that is of the South Gibson Hornet team. They're clad in their orange uniforms with the white numerals and the black and white stripes on the side. And a little square out. Some people call it a breakout pattern you just saw there. So great camera work. Peabody going through. We can see their defensive linemen and their backs working. They got two groups going there. And our stats, we'll give you some stats tonight, but since they're only halves and running clock, it won't be like we will give you during a regular game. And I tell you what we're going to do while we get word on a couple of things, but it looks like we are going on time. I'm going to check I have an OSHA heat index thing. And I believe, and as long as you have a trainer and plenty of ice, the TSSAA has no restrictions even if it is over the limit. And while my OSHA gauge checks it out, we're going to take a timeout right here on the BallGame Blitz and Worthy Road Studios Network.
Beauty House Social, Jackson's premier blowout bar and full-service salon and med spa. From lashes and facials to cosmetic injections and lasers, we have it all. Let's be social.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Why rent an apartment when you can lease a home? The Summit in Jackson offers 2- and 3-bedroom single-family homes with lots of amenities. Enjoy the comfort and space in a gated community with smart technology, ADS security, and no maintenance. Short and long-term leases are available, so visit our website or call to schedule your tour today at the Summit in Jackson.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, "I'm going to Jackson."
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Beauty House Social, Jackson's premier blowout bar and full-service salon and med spa. From lashes and facials to cosmetic injections and lasers, we have it all. Let's be social.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, "I'm going to Jackson."
Welcome back to this broadcast from Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz TV network. We are on the South Gibson High Facebook page. This game will be archived to Worthy Road Studios YouTube page sometime tonight. I guarantee it'll be before 12 o'clock, barring the heat melting us down, but it's 11:46 before we put the ball in play. This is a freshman game, as we told you earlier. South Gibson freshmen versus the Peabody freshmen. It'll be 2 15-minute quarters, continuous clock, no special teams. And we'll go ahead and tell you the Peabody Tide will run the wing tee. A lot of cross buck action and things like that. The South Gibson team will run some of their spread. They can, in the past, have run some I formation. Only two coaches in the history of South Gibson High School, Scott Stidham, who was here when the school was instituted. And, of course, you've got our present head coach, Coach Ben Johnson, Shane Jacobs, the head coach over at Peabody. Their superintendent is the one and only Tim Haney, who you heard his father do many a football and basketball game, Bill Haney, who also trained me. Remind you, this is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios for 2024. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of this BallGame Blitz broadcast without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. This is Coach Joe Holloway. I'll be your announcer for all of the South Gibson games this year, but we have worked with Peabody before. Two good teams. Glad to be associated with this game. And, of course, our sponsors tonight, the Blacksmith Restaurant, Chuck Hutton Nissan, King Tire Company, Jones Chevrolet, Deaton's Carpet, and that's Deaton's Carpet 1, Elite Dental, Humboldt Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, McCoy's Heating and Air, King Jewelers, Foundation Bank, Great American Sports, Fitscapes Lawn Service, Riploga Lawrence Funeral Home, the Summit of Jackson, and Roberts Jewelers. Please support those people. Tell them you heard about them on Worthy Road Studios in the BallGame Blitz. And without them, you would be paying the National Federation fee, and you don't want to do that. And looks like South Gibson has come, and they're now running their offense for the freshman 2 quarters of this contest. South Gibson already has, I believe, 3 wins in girls varsity soccer. A great performance last night against TCA. They won 1-0, but let me tell you this, our girls at South Gibson really put on a good show against a very tough team that had a very good goalkeeper. The golf team has already been in action. I believe that volleyball for South Gibson opens up on Monday night or Monday afternoon, actually. I believe JV action first. We'll have to check that. I've got a schedule to check it against. But some great activity, great scheduling going on. 8 minutes, 47 seconds to go. And remember, again, this is a continuous clock, and you want to watch all of these young people. Tell you what, let's take a little shorter break this time. We'll take a 2-minute break here on the BallGame Blitz and South Gibson Network.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
no matter where you are. You can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Hello, I'm Chad P. Wilson with Foundation Bank, a family-owned community bank here in West Tennessee. Your checking account should be more than just a place to store your money. Our Foundation Benefits with High Interest checking account pays you interest, but also includes identity theft monitoring, cell phone protection, and roadside assistance. Start a financial conversation with us today by visiting our website, foundationbank.org, or call us on the number on your screen. In the meantime, God bless you.
Terms and conditions apply. Foundation Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
And back with the clock running down at 6:12 and counting. Peabody and the Hornets are both warming up right now. The Hornets, as you can see in a huddle, what a great shot that is. You see some of the fine young men. And, of course, we are going to see some Rock'em Stock'em action. Freshmen always have they have a great feel for the game. Landon Nichols will start at quarterback, it looks like, for the Peabody Golden Tide. And we can tell you this, that Carson Droke, wearing number 8, a freshman, 5'10", 153 pounds, will start for the freshman of South Gibson High School. Both teams well coached, full coaching staffs. Of course, the head coach of the freshman team is Will Harris, his assistant Gavin Wallace, and, of course, Coach Ben Johnson and his staff oversee the whole program. I want to thank the athletic director here at South Gibson, Mark Dunn. And, folks, if you run into Mark, tell him you appreciate all the hard work. And, of course, a guy that I have known for a long time is the principal here, and that is the one and only Brother Phil. And we love him to death. He is one of the good guys. And we are checking a couple of things out for you right here. And, of course, again, this will be on the South Gibson Facebook page. And I am trying to check and make sure on a couple of things. And the South Gibson team with 4:35 left before we start headed towards the sideline. Peabody still taking some snaps. And we'll tell you what let's do. While I check on some important details for you about this Jamboree, let's take a 2-minute timeout, and then we'll be back and ready for play-by-play.
Hi, I'm Cody Fitz with Fitscapes. Our business's focus is on building your dream yard at your dream home. When designing our backyards, we always like to start with our pool and patio areas first. Then we complement that with the landscaping, and we finish with the lawn for all of the outdoor entertaining needs. After installation is complete, we provide annual maintenance for all of your lawn care and landscaping needs. Fitscapes, let's build something beautiful.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Hi, I'm Cody Fitz with Fitscapes. Our business's focus is on building your dream yard at your dream home. When designing our backyards, we always like to start with our pool and patio areas first. Then we complement that with the landscaping, and we finish with the lawn for all of the outdoor entertaining needs. After installation is complete, we provide annual maintenance for all of your lawn care and landscaping needs. Fitscapes, let's build something beautiful.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
And we are back here. Both teams have gone to the sidelines. The clock shows 1:41 before we really get cranked up here. And very quickly, the administration over at the Peabody Tide is Campbell Sonia, the principal, Tim Haney, whose dad was the late, great Bill Haney, the broadcaster. He's the director of schools, Jake Ramsey, the athletic director, and, of course, Sonny Cope, assistant principal, and, of course, the football team, Shane Jacobs, Nick Cobb, Jason Driggers. Tim Haney does help some, even though he's superintendent R.B. Hodges. Paul Hudson, Steve Mathis, Tyler Scott, Jay Taylor, and Tab Val on their coaching staff. And, of course, here at South Gibson. And we know about Phil Rogers. We are very fond of Phil, known him for a long time. What a great job he has done in education, both in the classroom as a coach, an athletic director, and now the principal of one of the really fine high schools in the state of Tennessee. And, of course, James Carver is the athletic director or athletic trainer. Mark Dunn's the athletic director. Amber Harris, assistant principal. And, of course, we've got a lot of fine coaches in other sports. And like I said, that soccer team has already, and the golf team has competed. Soccer team 3-0 right now. Volleyball kicks off. But Coach Ben Johnson with Jeb Jones as an assistant, Robert Lowry, Derek Morales, Bailey Patterson, Chandler Whitaker, and we'll give you some more names. And the officials are meeting out at the center with the head coaches. And everybody trying to get it, because this is a jamboree where both teams want to compete. They want to hit hard, play hard. There's learning experience. These young people get on the field. It gives them some on-field experience. You'll play some of your contests with the lights. Now, you'll usually start at 7 o'clock, but you also got to get used to playing in the sun and some things like that. And sometimes freshman games get scheduled a little earlier, and we'll tell you more about the schedules. But a chance for the coaching staffs to get on film and learn something about each player. Keep an eye out on pulling guards. Watch the footwork of the linemen. Please do not forget the linemen. Also, watch the backs, the cuts they make, the cross-buck action or the crossing action, the fakes, and how they – but the effort is the big thing. The coaches, they want to see the effort. They want to see who really wants to play. Everybody wants to play, but some want to play just a little bit harder. Now, we are waiting on the start here, and we've got enough officials, I believe, they can rotate in and out, and this is very nice of those gentlemen all to be here. This is the last – Friday, well, it's not the last one. Last week was their last free Friday night. And, of course, we'll play 10 weeks. Both teams will, Peabody and the South Gibson team. They'll play 10 weeks, but you got 11 weeks to get 10 games in. The break for South Gibson, I'm sure of it, is the October 11th Friday. I will have to look. I've got a Peabody schedule, but not in front of me right now. And we'll find that out. And all of you who are my friends, I'll give you a little note. Don't text me during the ball game. I appreciate all of the kind words and encouragement because, hey, I'm like the players. I'm breaking it back in tonight. And they've brought me the great crew that we're going to have tonight. And it is taking a little longer to get all the niceties out of the way. Referees explaining, and of course we'll tell you about there's not a whole lot of rule changes this year. We'll see if they're going to operate with the umpire and the referee in the backfield like has to become mandatory next year. Richard McWhirter, who is from the TSSAA, is the chairman of the National Rules Committee, National Federation's Rule Committee. And again, this is a jamboree. And for those of you, I just got a text. That's the reason I said I don't usually look at my text on my phone. But the South Gibson Hornet volleyball team plays August 19th at Southside, 5 o'clock JV and then varsity, according to the schedule that I've been given on that. And I know Peabody had a fine volleyball team, and I'm sure they still have one. And let's see now. The instructions have been given, and they are breaking from that. And let's see if we're going to – now they're going to have the national anthem. I tell you what let's do. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back for action.
At Foundation Bank, we love working with small businesses, and we serve them uniquely through truly local decision-making and underwriting. But we're more than a lender for your small business. We're also a source of financial counsel. Hey, running a small business can be hard and complex, but we can help. Let us learn more about your small business by visiting our website. It's foundationbank.org, or call us at the number on the screen. In the meantime, God bless you.
Foundation Bank is a member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Hi, I'm Cody Fitz with Fitscapes. Our business's focus is on building your dream yard at your dream home. When designing our backyards, we always like to start with our pool and patio areas first. Then we complement that with the landscaping, and we finish with the lawn for all of the outdoor entertaining needs. After installation is complete, we provide annual maintenance for all of your lawn care and landscaping needs. Fitscapes, let's build something beautiful.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
We are back here at South Gibson in the beautiful stadium, and look at that scoreboard. We'll show it in a few minutes. It is a dandy one, and it's all lit up. Easy to read. I have worked with hard-to-read one. This one's a good one. Let's see if the captains come out for coin toss. They did not tell us whether they're going to totally recreate it or not, but they have 4 of our young men lined up from South Gibson to come out, and, of course, it looks like number 88, Lucas Krauzik. And if I mispronounce the name, I did not get the freshman pronunciations given to me, and I apologize if I do. Number 8, Carson Droke will be out there. And I'm looking for the rest of the numbers. 6 is Jackson Cooper. And we have one more number, and there is a helmet. It is number 10, and that is Drake Lewis. These are all freshmen. One coming out for the Peabody Golden Tide. And they have the numbers with the black outline, but they're in yellow. It'll get easier to see those as the night wears on, so they only send one captain out. Some teams you can send up to 4 out there.
You're going to call it, I'm going to flip it. If I drop it, we'll pick it up and do it again.
Drake Lewis.
What is your call?
Called head. Number 8, Carson Droke. And number 6,
It is tails.
Jackson
South
Cooper.
Gibson, you have won the toss. You want the ball. You want to defend the scoreboard, don't you? Yes, you do. White for me, stand right there. Orange, for me a line right here. South Gibson won the toss.
Sponsor for the Jamboree.
And we appreciate Billy Boland going out there and getting you those good shots. South Gibson will receive the football. Now, there will not be a kickoff per se. There's no special teams, so they'll place the football down. We'll see which yard line we're playing with. Looks like we're going to start with a 30, and I mentioned that to you a while ago. I don't know everything, and with Jamboree's different rules, and over the years I've done a lot of, see, Michael Odom of the Mile and Mirror Exchange down there, one of the fine young sports writers in the state of Tennessee, gets to vote on all-star teams, all kinds of stuff. But let me tell you about Michael. He is also my former student assistant coach at Northside, and what a great job that he does covering all of the Gibson County schools, especially South Gibson and Milan. And it's 1st and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line. We're trying out a new scorebook, so pray for me. And a handoff coming and bending it back. Nice run. Making someone miss is number 10, and that was Drake Lewis. Nice run by Lewis. We'll start picking up those tacklers a little bit. I can see that this book may make it a little tough. And a lot of times I have a running commentary in here. Quickly back to the line. It's an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 1, or actually 9. This time hitting the backfield and knifing through there. Looks like number 26. That's Michael Dunlap. He is a 9th grader, and these are all freshmen. So a loss of, let's say, a long one. So 8 yards total for the ball carrier. Quarterback keeper breaks the 40, gets across a host of Tide there down at the bottom of it, and possible first contacts. Barrett Rhodes for the first down. And that's the initial first down of the contest. Carson Droke on the keeper. Slot to the left. The handoff, giving ground but cutting up, finding that seam, getting a couple of tough yards. There's about 3 guys from the Peabody Golden Tide there. So a gain of about 3.5, maybe 4. 2nd and 6, the ball is on the 48-yard line. Again, the handoff. Spinning, getting a first down, even though a young man, the ball was on the ground, but I believe that they're going to rule it dead because the ground cannot cause a fumble. It's a second running first down. And again, that was Drake Lewis. Ball now in Tide territory. The Hornets come to the line with a slot left, a wing back to the right, or an H-back if you prefer. The give again, they try that right side, breaking tackles at the line of scrimmage, keeping those legs pumping. About 3, maybe 4 of the Golden Tide hit him, but our man number 10, Drake Lewis, kept pumping those legs, and he's going to be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short of a first down. Again, we're not keeping full stats like we do in the game. The slot is to the left again. Handoff, they try that right side. The first down is gained and more across the 25 down to approximately the 23. And again, a group of tacklers there. And I think my chart roster has betrayed me. Third first down by the Hornets with 11 minutes to go when a continuous running clock here in the Jamboree at South Gibson County High School. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And here we go. It's the slot left again. They send the man in motion. It's the jet sweep to the left side. Around in, but closing down very quick for the Tide. Making the tackle is that 25 or number 26? We'll try to check it and make sure. But it looks like Michael Dunlap. And he closed it down, but a gain of about 2 on the jet sweep. Now, you know, you can also flip the ball there, and it's a pass. And if they don't catch it, it's an incompletion. And a lot of people want to holler fumble, but it's no fumble at first on it. And with a power formation, quarterback keeping the football, and that's Droke running it. Droke will come to the sideline. Nice game by Droke. It'll make it third down. Third and a long 4, we'll call it. Short 5. 3rd and 4, though. Ball on the 17-yard line. 9:33 and counting. No score in the contest so far, and this is a Jamboree. They'll play 2 continuous clock running quarters. Slot left, wing right. In the shotgun, so to speak. Pull the guards. Get out in front of the runner. And good gang tackling. They're just getting the Hornets are getting across the line of scrimmage. And I tell you what, you got to like the style of Drake Lewis. A lot of running involved for Carson Droke as he comes to the sideline and has to go back and tell his team what is happening. In the backfield is Braden Robinson. They fake to him. First passing attempt of the contest, and that one is going to be incomplete. Droke tries a pass there, the route, and this gives the coaches a chance to look and see what they want to work on. Also see Braden Key in there, wears number 7. And like I said, you see a lot of mileage right there. Carson Droke comes to the sideline, and he gets back in with the play clock, still 15 seconds on it. There'll be 2 wideouts to the right. The wing will be left. The tight end here's the sweep to the right. Quarterback keeps it. They sling him down, which is a legal tackle. And a loss of a little yardage there. And it's going to bring up 3rd. And let's see the spot of the ball. It will be 3rd and about 13. I want to get that straight. 3rd and 13. Ball is on the 15. Hornets can get a first down at about the 2-yard line, just inside the 2. 3rd and 13 from the 15. Slot left. Jet sweep coming. to the right side. And the handoff. And that's Jackson Cooper, number 6. Nice gain on that one. Gets some of that yardage back, but it's going to make it 4th down and about 8.5. Fourth and 8, 6:38. Clock continuous running. Ball's on the 11-yard line. They need to get inside the 2 to get a first down, they being the Hornets. Cooper to the right. We've got a little different formation. Sprinting left, looking across the middle. It's tipped, and it'll be incomplete. And the Peabody coaches have got to be happy about that. You teach kids to get their hands up in that situation, especially at the line of scrimmage. And the ball will go over on downs to Peabody. And the Peabody freshman will have it right there. Landon Nichols, number 19, is their quarterback. They will run out of the wing tee most of the time. They'll operate like a lot of wing tee teams with a split in. Split in to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. Crossing action. They'll try the left side, trying to bounce it outside. Good quickness. Picking up 9 and maybe 10 yards, depends on where they mark the forward progress. And it is the initial first down for the Golden Tide. That one by the run. Nice drive a minute ago by the Hornets, but they couldn't convert when it got inside the red zone. It's 1st and 10 now. Ball is out on the 20-yard line. Again, the wing is to the left of it. They try up the middle, and the Hornets stack it up. Several men in there on the bottom of it. I feel like first contact came from number 62. That is Cooper Bynum. He is a freshman defensive lineman. Let's see if we can pick up a couple of the assists. Great replay, the Chuck Hutton replays. And all of our first downs are brought to you by Chuck Hutton Nissan. Go with 4 down linemen, a stand-up linebacker in there. Here's the sweep to the left. It's a handback sweep. And you get to see another Chuck Hutton Nissan replay. And I don't know if you can pick it up, but I hear one of the bands here. It's going to bring up a 3rd and I will say and then since they've got the stake plunked down, it's 3rd and 8 definitely. Sometimes you have a long 9 or a short 8. This is just 3rd and 8. Ball on the 22-yard line. Strength of the formation to the right. They try up the middle. They're going to hand back to the guy. And that's one of those, and he could go all the way. One man has a chance to catch him, and he is not going to. And this is going to be number 22, Tay Cannon, who will take it 78 yards. And that one was a busted type play. They had the quarterback, and he got rid of it anyway. And Cannon streaks down the sideline, lost contain on the outside. 78 yards for the touchdowns, or touchdown. It looked like a good play, just couldn't get the quarterback down when he dropped back. They'll go for 2. Not usually a lot of freshman kickers. Hornets will go into their basic goal line defense. They try straight ahead, they being the Golden Tide. And it is good for the 2-point conversion. And we'll see the replay on that. They go to the fullback. Straight ahead, and The 2-point conversion's good. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on the South Gibson Network.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been your go-to source for quality tires and auto care. Since 1959, we've been proudly serving the Humboldt community from our East End Drive location. Whether you need tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, and more, King Tire Company has you covered. Tires from the name brands you trust and in all sizes from ATV to light truck and beyond. Stop by King Tire Company on East End Drive today, keeping Humboldt rolling since 1959.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
We're back here with the Golden Tide leading with 44 seconds and clock running. They are leading 8-0. Be 1st and 10 on the 30. A little bit of a high snap, pull down, running with the football and getting short yardage. To the right side is number 5, Braden Robinson. Be a pickup of 1. Now it looks like they're going to place it down. It's closer to 2, so we'll give it 2 yards on that carry. And that is the end of the first quarter, with Peabody leading the South Gibson Hornets 8-0. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on the South Gibson Sports Network.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been your trusted source for quality tires and auto care. Since 1959, our family-owned business, now managed by our 3rd generation, has proudly served the community with 3 locations: East End Drive in Humboldt, Old Hickory Boulevard in Jackson, and Airways Boulevard in Jackson. From tires and alignments to oil changes, general repair, brakes, belts, hoses, radiators, and more, King Tire Company has the expertise and service you can count on. King Tire Company, keeping you on the road since 1959.
Why rent an apartment when you can lease a home? The Summit in Jackson offers 2 and 3 bedroom single-family homes with lots of amenities. Enjoy the comfort and space in a gated community with smart technology, ADS security, and no maintenance. Short and long-term leases are available, so visit our website or call to schedule your tour today at the Summit in Jackson.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Back ready for second quarter action at South Gibson County High School. See it, a great wide angle shot. 5 cameras going here. You see our scoreboard always down at the bottom, and the logos of the Blacksmith, Jones Chevrolet, and Chuck Hutton Nissan at the bottom. Great graphics here. You see the young Hornets, the freshmen, come back out there to go against the Peabody freshmen. And if you wonder why there is a coach on the field, in jamborees, and especially with the freshmen, it's a good move. You can be out there to talk to your team, signaling and different things. That's one reason the quarterback, Droke, comes to the sideline. Let's see who's in the backfield. Looks like number 10, Drake Lewis, back in the backfield with him. They try the left side, bending it back up the middle. And something that I've got to get back accustomed to, we should have been watching the guards to see if that was a trap play. But nice bend of it for some yardage, but it'll bring up 3rd down. Gain of 3 on that one. The ball's on the 35. It's 3rd and 5. Got to break the chain at the 40, actually get the football across the 40 just a hair. little delay. There's a kick-out block, hit, and I believe it's going to be short of a first down, a gain of about 2.5. Running the football, Drake Lewis. Fourth down and 2, and it looks like South Gibson is going to go for it. Some big young men on that interior line for Peabody. Snap, hand back. They go right side, bending it back. Got the first down and more. That's a Chuck Hutton Nissan first down. And that is Drake Lewis with the carry for another first down. Here come the Hornets. 1st and 10, the ball on their own 47. Almost equidistance from the hash marks. The snap, the handoff. Trying the right side again, getting positive yardage. We'll see where they spot it. You can see the replay here. Nice kick out blocks. And a good gain there by Drake Lewis. So it's going to be 2nd down and a little bit over 5 yards is what I'm looking at. But 2nd and 5 is what we'll call it officially. With the slot right, wing left. Quarterback keeper up the middle. And this time, to not get the young man's number, but he pretty well stacked it up in there. There'll be a gain, short gain. Checking in is Braden Robinson, who wears number 5. And the gain turned into actually about a 3-yard gain, bringing up 3rd and 2. Here comes with the long run. Carson Droke will be a tired young man after this contest is over. 11:35 and counting, 3rd and 2. Ball on the 44-yard line of Peabody. And now the referee steps in. I'm not sure everybody was where they were supposed to be. We had to adjust our wingback. Gage Allen comes to the left of the formation, and it is going to cost the Hornets 5 for illegal procedure. Haven't seen the official signal yet, but they wind the clock and go. So 5 yards in penalties. Now, send a man in motion. Ball is snapped by. That one gets away. Scrambling for it is the quarterback, Droke. Droke's going to get hit back in the backfield and not wanting to let go of it. And we'll see if we can get those numbers. Are hard to read from Peabody at the angle I'm at. The sun is really taking its toll and a huge loss. And that is number 22 for them. And that's Tay Cannon. And he had to be added to the roster tonight. Thank you to the Peabody coaches for, I went over and checked it, and he had not been on the roster. And this is going to be 4th and about 20 back on the 38. And in a freshman game, they'll advance it, and we'll see how far that they do advance it. Usually it's about 30 yards. And we'll see where they put it down. And they'll put it on the 30-yard line. It'll be closer to the right hash marks as Peabody goes from left to right on your screen, or north to south if you prefer directions. And they moved it about 32 yards, which is about right. 1st and 10 for the Tide. See Nathan Hale out there and Lucas Rodriguez playing defense. Also Jacob McCaslin. We'll get you a few other of those young men that are out there. Sean Matlock. Got a little stoppage right here. Clock continues to run, though, 8:58. 8-0, Peabody leading here in the second quarter of the Jamboree. And remember, we got a continuous running clock. They were able to get that handoff off, even with one of the Hornet players holding on to the QB, and it went 78 yards by Cannon a while ago. Now a little confusion at the line of scrimmage, trying to get all the linemen in the right places for Peabody. Wing to the left of the formation, 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to give this to Cannon, it looks like, if I've got the numbers right. He's going to get good yardage. Tackled at the 35, forward progress to about the 36. Let's see the replay. And looks like making the tackle, Carter McMillan, freshman defensive back. Jamboree game, good for the players to break in, good for the announcer to break in. Great crew here with wonderful pictures. Maybe I should watch the monitor even closer. I'm used to watching as an old coach the game. And again, the wing tee with the wing right, tight end left. Going to be the hand back sweep, trying the right side, getting outside. Hornets loss contain a nice gain again by Cannon down to about the 42 of the Hornets, and there'll be an injured Hornet player there on the ground. Nathan Hale hustling over there, but maybe just kind of took a little bit of a tough hit. See that Carson Droke is checking in for him. Coach is checking on him. He's up. He's ready to go. He'll shake that one off. He's going to get back down a little bit and get checked. And this one will come back because there is laundry all over the field. And when we say laundry, we're playing drop the handkerchief. A holding call. That'll bring it back. And I don't know why, but my phone has decided it wants to. Oh, I know what it's doing now. It is playing the wrong game is the reason it came on. Let's go back. It is now 2nd and 10 because where the hole was down the field. And, boy, this time the Hornet defense all over the place. There's a scramble for the football. Let's see who got it. I know one thing coming out of there, whether they give it to the Hornets or not, was number 18, and that is Nate Exline. And Nate was in there fighting, but did you see the number of Hornets that plugged that hold up? And the football goes over to the Hornets. So it'll be Hornet football. Be 1st and 10. Ball on the 32-yard line. 32 yards away from pay dirt. They've got 5 minutes and 25 seconds and counting to get it there. Yeah, the officials will signal the chains to move. Carson Droke, the quarterback, brings the team out, but let's see, it's going to be a little bit of a change. Is it going to be like a wildcat, or is Drake Lewis going to run the team now? We'll see who all's in the backfield with him. Trips right, sprinting right, and a pass complete, and that's the first completion of the night. And that's Jackson Cooper. Cooper 1 for 1 in the passing department. Cooper wears number 6. He can also play wide out and defensive back, 5'8", 136. Coming on the field is number 20, Lucas Rodriguez, who's a wideout. 8 yards on that pass. Second and a short 2. Slot right with Rodriguez in the slot. Keeper by the quarterback. Got the first down and more across the 20, and we'll see where the placement of it is. But the 5th first down by the Hornets. And that is Cooper, number 6, running the football. So we've had 2 young men, both Carson Droke and Jackson Cooper, get to run the quarterback spot there. This is the shotgun. It would be a pistol if the running back's behind. The give, trying the right tackle, bending it back. And a little gain. We'll see what they actually give him. This was Drake Lewis. Lewis picks up a short half yard. It's going to be officially listed as 2nd and 9. It's more like 2nd and 9.5. We see Braden Key go to the right. Also Rodriguez to the right. Give off of left tackle. It'll be 3rd down. For you're in 4-down territory inside the red zone. Ball's placed on the 16. It's 3rd and 7. Cooper's got his play. Tells his team they break the huddle. Going against a pretty good size front there for the Peabody Golden Tide. 3-down lineman, a stand-up outside linebacker up there. Sprinting right, looking, avoids one. He's going to keep the football. It'll be short of a first down, but gaining positive yardage is Cooper, Jackson Cooper. And it's going to bring up 4th and about 4. Wide side of the field to the left. Peabody actually has 4 men on the line of scrimmage. 3 of them are down linemen. Usually a stand-up defensive end. We'll see if the outside, and that may be a 3-5, but they walk the linebacker up. Slot left. Key and Rodriguez to the left. There's a man in motion, so it'll be like trips. They're going to sprint left, looking, throwing it short. Got a completion. Will it be? What do we have? Touchdown, Hornets. Give him 6. Number 9, Gage Allen. 11-yard pass. Touchdown. And that is Gage Allen, wearing number 9. "31 seconds and counting, actually down to about 29, as you see on our great scoreboard there. And this could be the last play of the contest. Let's see if the Hornets can tie it up. They come with slot left, wing right. They give to the running back. He turns. Does he break the plane? The official says yes, that Drake Lewis has broken the plane, and it is tied up. We're going to replay the touchdown. Great equipment. Here it comes. Drake Lewis with a 2-point conversion. Well, here's the touchdown pass right here. And a nice throw and catch. Gage Allen. It was Jackson Cooper to Gage Allen. And this contest looks like it is over. The 2 teams will show sportsmanship, and they are well coached in sportsmanship by the coaching staffs. The schools are 2 of the really fine schools in the state of Tennessee. And an 8-8 final here with the Peabody Golden Tide 8, the South Gibson Hornets 8, and that's the way to start a Jamboree. We're going to take a timeout and get ready for the varsity game. There will be some lineup being gotten, and also, I believe, the cheerleaders, but we'll remind you to support all of our advertisers. Let's take a 3-minute timeout.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been a trusted name in quality tires and auto care, proudly serving the Jackson community for decades from our Old Hickory Boulevard location. With tires, alignments, oil changes, AC repairs, brakes, belts, hoses, radiator repair, and more. King Tire Company delivers the expertise and reliability you can depend on. Visit King Tire Company on Old Hickory Boulevard in Jackson today, where decades of experience meet top-notch service.
Great American Sports, make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson, we specialize in team sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your team sports. You can email or call us for all your team sports needs. Great American Sports, make sports an addiction.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
For more than 60 years, King Tire Company has been your go-to source for quality tires and dependable auto care. Our Airways Boulevard location in Jackson has proudly served the community for decades, delivering the excellence you've come to rely on. Whether you need tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, and more, King Tire Company has you covered. All tire sizes, ATV to light truck and beyond. Visit our Airways Boulevard location in Jackson today. King Tire Company, where long-standing tradition meets exceptional service.
Let me tell you about the American dream. In 1974, I had $425 to my name. I bought 21 carpet remnants, rented an old lumber shed, and opened Deaton's Rug Barn on East College. I worked long hours with hope of taking care of my family. I'm so thankful to Jesus who changed my life. He gave me a dream. So in 1985, we opened Deaton's Carpet One on the 45 bypass with a commitment to customer satisfaction. My friends, don't give up on your dream, because your dream can come true.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, I'm going to Jackson.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
Beauty House Social, Jackson's premier blowout bar and full-service salon and med spa. From lashes and facials to cosmetic injections and lasers, we have it all. Let's be social.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Why rent an apartment when you can lease a home? The Summit in Jackson offers 2 and 3 bedroom single-family homes with lots of amenities. Enjoy the comfort and space in a gated community with smart technology, ADS security, and no maintenance. Short and long-term leases are available, so visit our website or call to schedule your tour today at the Summit in Jackson.
And we are back here at South Gibson again. This will be the varsity quarters. We'll give you a little rundown what's happening here. This is supposed to be 2 12-minute quarters with regular game clock. And we will have special teams in this one. As you can see, South Gibson will kick off to the Peabody Golden Tide. Of course, kicking off is number 48, Max Gowan. Next week, under different conditions, these will be game conditions. We'll be back here on Thursday night as the Milan Bulldogs will come to town. 2 receivers deep. Numbers a little hard to read in the sun down there. I can see the ones better up close. Directional kick. Taken at the 10. See, it's going to be returned towards the bench of the Golden Tide. A lot of teams do that. Across the 35 and down. And that's where Peabody will start with the football. Peabody will have Jonah Smith wearing number 12, a junior quarterback. Running backs will either be Jennings or Agnew. The Y receiver can be like an H-back. Matt Comer wearing number 2. Jamarcus Haynes wearing 7. And McKinney wearing 3 will be the wideouts. The traditional defense for South Gibson has always been a 3-3-5. But let's see what they've got going this year. A little shifting to meet the strength, and the Tide comes out with a deep back and a wing, and the ball is run off of their right guard for a couple of yards gain. Looks like about a pickup of 4, making it 2nd and 6. The ball on the 40-yard line. I formation with what I would call a nasty slot Now they send the tailback out. And again, the running play over the right side, that seems to be the strength of their blocking. We'll try to meet it with equal strength on the defensive line. Brings up 3rd and 1, and it's a short one. Ball has got to get to the 41-yard line. Peabody's first possession, 10-13 and counting. Regular rules on time, etc. Press coverage out here on the wide out to the left. The wing, they give, and pushing back, and there's a host of Hornets getting in there. The bottom of the pile is number 20, Nathan Wallace, a linebacker, but there was some other help. Let's see if we get to the replay there. You can see some of those young men. And there's the Chuck Hutton Nissan replay. And are they going to give forward progress? I thought we had him push back. And are they going to move the chains? And they say it is a first down. Wow. Okay. And the initial first down after a good stand, and we pushed him back, but they said it's forward progress. And you got to see the replay. Again, a Chuck Hutton Nissan replay. First downs, and that's a Chuck Hutton first down. Again, the press coverage. Cornerback comes up on the line. They shift. There's a man in motion. There'll be a version of the jet sweep. We lost our outside leverage. They turn it up and down the sideline, knocking him out of bounds. The fumble's out of bounds, so it doesn't matter. It's number 11, Tyshawn Jeter, the sophomore defensive back. Gabe Lovern, number 9 in there at one of the linebackers. He's had several scholarship offers. This is a young team. Lost 23 seniors from last year's squad. This one's going to come back a little bit. And there's a hold. From the point of the foul. This is the reason the chain crew should never pick up the chains until that referee moves them. Haynes comes to the right, 2 men in the backfield. Usually it's Jennings and Agnew. We'll have to pick their numbers up. Of course, you see their big left tackle, Isis Torres. We do not have on the roster. Now, I can tell you what T-shirt size they are and what grade, and shorts. I happen to get a copy of the roster, which is great. We appreciate Shane Jacobs and his staff. Coach Johnson and his staff give me. Pull the guard. It's the handback sweep going to the right side, and when they stand him up, I see a couple of people on the bottom of that pile, and, of course, Hayden Lucky, number 18, one of our linebackers right there on it. And it looks like if there's a gain to it, it's a very short gain, maybe a couple of inches. And I don't know what's up with the sound, but there's not supposed to be anything. Man goes in motion, but it's just a shift, and that's more like what's called a nasty slot. They can run the second man in motion with the power and strength of the formation to the right. Peabody goes to the right, but stacking it up are the Hornets. Now let's watch the replay on this one. You see some good hitting in there. Brings up 3rd and long. It'll actually be 3rd and 7 on the 47. 8 minutes to go in this quarter. A little bit of press coverage and a lot of shifting by the Tide with a back and a blocking back. It's the pitch sweep. got to maintain that seal and seam, and we did. We got defenders in there. Watch that on it. We had good leverage on the outside. You've got to set that corner. Scraping up in there, and it's one of our defensive backs that hit him first, and that's number 11, a busy man, Tayshawn Jeter. And that's going to bring up 4th down, but the Tide looks like they're going to go for it. Let's see if they run a pitch sweep or a handback sweep. 4th and a long 4. They're going to bring Haynes to this side. They've got a wing back to each side. They put him in motion. This is more of a traditional wing tee and checking things out. And I think the Tide wanted, this may have been no play timeout. The Hornet defense will come to the sideline and talk it over. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and we'll come back with more action.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, I'm going to Jackson.
Back on the ball game Blitz, South Gibson County High School Network, and it's a punt formation. One man will go deep for the Hornets. Ten men up on the line of scrimmage. I don't know that you'll get anything but a full rush. They close the blocking gate. Nice punt, doesn't go end over end, but you got to get out of the way, and a bad break for the Hornets as that one hit a Hornet player, bounced off of him, and if you're not going to field it, you got to get out of there, and this football will belong to the Peabody Golden Tide. You must clear out. You cannot stand around and watch it hit the ground like that. Watch the punt. You see their 3-man blocking, close the gate, and it hit off of the punt returner. And a bad break, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Peabody team. They'll send Haynes to the right this time. Your quarterback is Jonah Smith. A little crossing action, come back to the left side. A little hesitation step. Good yardage gained and knocked out of bounds on the sideline. One of those was number 18, Hayden Lucky. Watch him say he read it. We did not maintain. You got to set those corners and keep the runners inside. That'll be something that'll be discussed. This one, though, is coming back. I'll bet $1 on a hold, and yes, it is. Just as I was saying that. Sometimes you don't get good yardage like that without a little holding in there. And this will back it up. A bad break on that punt, just bounced off one of the, and you've got to clear completely out. And I know the special teams coach will go over that. The ball is marked on the 35. It's 1st and 15. Or actually, it is more than that. It's 1st and 25. The bootleg, faking it. You saw him pull the guards. And that time, a nice pass caught and scored on, as the defensive back actually slipped. It's a 35-yard touchdown pass. There's a flag, and you cannot spike the ball and do all that in high school play. But on the replay, you saw that, and, of course, that was Jamarcus Haynes catching the football. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Now, will it be taken off on the extra point attempt, or will it actually be marked off on the kickoff? being discussed by the officials. Great shot there by our cameras. Desmond Griffin to handle the extra point. He'll kick it. And here comes the signal from the official. Unsportsmanlike conduct. As you see, good mechanics by the official there. Nice picture of some of the South Gibson young men. Two unfortunate breaks. A defensive back that slipped on, and this is wonderful turf, but he slipped, and then, of course, you had the situation where the punt bounced off the receiver. And now the official mark off. This game will be archived on YouTube. This will be a 35-yard field goal attempt by Desmond Griffin. Here's the kick. It's up. It's got enough leg. And the officials, let's see what they signal. They say it's good. So it's 7-0. Peabody at the 5:51 mark in the first quarter. And again, we're not keeping the normal stats that we do. We're giving you a game call. Next week in the regular season, we'll get the stats. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout on the South Gibson Network.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Beauty House Social, Jackson's premier blowout bar and full-service salon and med spa. From lashes and facials to cosmetic injections and lasers, we have it all. Let's be social.
That was one of those Murphy Law series. The punt returner chose not to field the ball. It bounced off of a South Gibson Hornet. And the kickoff is actually going to come from the 25-yard line by Peabody. Two men back deep, and we'll get their numbers. Looks like 12 and 24. 12, of course, Brady. And 24 will be Dre Scott. Here's the kick, end over end. It'll be picked up by Scott. Scott heads towards the South Gibson sideline. That's a right return. Across the 40, the 45, churning and getting all the way down to the 49 for excellent field position. Nice run and some great blocking. Here's the kickoff again, and we'll watch this. Chuck Hutton Nissan will watch him start towards the middle, and then you usually return. It's not always to your sideline. And right there, a couple of nice tackles, but good yardage. And here comes the South Gibson offense out for the first time. Leighton Robinson's your quarterback. It'll be the spread formation. Again, if it had been the pistol, he would be lined up behind Leighton Robinson. Here's a quick out there to Gabe Lovren. Lovren breaks one tackle, gets across another. The first initial first down for the South Gibson Hornets on a pass, and great yardage. Robertson to Gabe Lovren. That's the reason Gabe made so many teams, but some nice blocking up front that allowed that. That tackle was by Garrison Brown for the Peabody team. Lovren comes to the right. Gadd should be your tight end. We'll check it and make sure. Robertson barking out signals. Gives on the handoff to Jaden Reed. Reed gets across the 30, and that's where he's pushed back. Now, how far across the 30 he got? but that would be around a 6-yard pickup, and that's what it is. Jaden Reed, junior running back, 5'7", 183 pounds. And the slot to this side is Matthew Austin wearing 23. Lovern over here is the wide out. Spread right, Robertson looking, throws. Pass broken up with good coverage by Jamarcus Haynes. Jamarcus had great coverage, but I could make a case as a former official for flagging him for unsportsmanlike conduct. And you want to show exuberance, but you got to watch how you do it. I could also make a case for not flagging him on that one. Now, going to the right, and this means that Gabe Lovern's in the backfield. Slot left. Lovern's going to carry the football. He tries the left side, bounces outside, breaks one tackle, darts up in there, close to a first down, and his second effort is going to get that first down. He is still pumping and going, and look at it, getting a little bit of the Philadelphia Eagle push help there, which is legal. And it is a first down for the Hornets. What an effort, and the line didn't give up either. Nobody gave up on that one. Leighton Robertson, of course, was flanked out then. He'll go back to the quarterback position. Great movement. Now let's see who comes to the right in the slot. There's two backs in the backfield, but it looks like Jaden Reed has lined up at wing back. And there has been a timeout called. And I believe the Peabody Tide wants to talk about it. We're going to talk about it by letting you see one of our great commercials. You're on the South Gibson and BallGame Blitz Football Network.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, I'm going to Jackson.
We are back. As you see, we've got a set that's slot right. Lovern the furthest outside. Here's the in motion. It's going to be the jet sweep to the wing back, Reed. And this time, Peabody well defensed that one, got into the gaps. And it's going to bring up a second down. Looks like it's going to be second and about 9.5. It was a very short gain. Matthew Austin is the slot man. And our wideouts go far to the left. Reed back in the backfield. Handoff. Gets outside. Could he go all the way? Let's see what the referee says. Yes, touchdown. South Gibson and Jaden Reed. Reed went 13 yards. Jaden Reed with a big run. You get to see that replay there. He has the little man himself, but he is a little man that plays big. South Gibson trails by 1. Robertson to hold. Max McGowan on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the kick is up. The kick looks good because the goalpost disappears when it, and it is good. It is tied at 2:57. South Gibson 7, Peabody 7. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz Network.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
What an exciting drive after the unfortunate drive. Peabody was smart and took advantage of it. A great drive by the Hornets. This kickoff a little shorter. Comes down at the 20. One of the up men returns it. One missed tackle, but then holding on and bulldogging. And that looked like, and then I saw a yellow handkerchief go down, but I believe the tackle was made by Dre Scott. We'll see what happens on the replay. And we'll also check and see if they played drop the handkerchief out there. Let's see, number 77, Jack Smith, about to check in for us. He got a few last instructions before going in. And I looked down and didn't see the call, but it'll be 1st and 10. They'll mark the penalty off against South Gibson, and that's going to move it into South Gibson territory at the 48-yard line. Coach Ben Johnson doing what a good coach does. He is asking for an explanation. And you got to appreciate the effort he and his staff, and also you Peabody fans, the effort that Tab Val and his staff, or actually it's Shane Jacobs with Tab Val being his defensive coordinator. Man in motion out of the wing tee. It's a double wing this time. Hand back sweep to the right, or left actually. We'll get our direction straight here in a minute. Down on the bottom was number 12, Sebastian Brady. He's a senior defensive back. A pickup of about 4. Ball on the 44-yard line. So it is a pickup officially of 4. Sometimes I'm a little quick on the call. 2:21 to go. You've got 2 wings, 1 back, much like what Crockett County used to run a little bit. They pull the guards. They bring the wing back to the right side, cutting back. The football is loose. I saw one man, 57, Caden Allen, one of the guys that hit, but it looks like Peabody got back on top of it. Or did they just say it was dead? It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3. Now, out of the double wing T, if some people want to call it, it's just a double wing formation. You can either run 2 tights or a wide out. Peabody has chosen to run a wide out with that. Quarterback is Jonah Smith. Sends a man in motion and gives on the handback sweep. Good coverage out there, and that is Gabe Lovern with a solo tackle. Giving support to him was Matthew Austin, but Lovern finished it off, and it'll be 4th down. A loss back to about the 47-yard line. Let's see where if they did place it there, or is it the 46? It's a 46, and it'll bring up 4th and 8. Ball on the 41. Wide side of the field to the left, but it's a punting situation. Franklin Elliott on to punt for the Tide. One man back. This time we'll either get out of the way or we'll catch it back there. 10 men on the line. Not everybody will rush. You'll try to hold the wideouts up. Here's the punt. One step, and it's high. Signal for a fair catch. A wise decision, and the ball will be marked down at the 22. So the Hornets will take it 1st and 10 on the 22 with 42.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. We play 2 quarters in Jamboree ball, and I can't wait for next week. Full game, lots of action. And Hornets getting last-minute instructions. Don't forget this game brought to you by the Blacksmith Restaurant, Chuck Hutton Nissan, King Tire Company, Jones Chevrolet, Deaton's Carpet, Elite Dental, Humboldt Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, McCoy's Heating and Air, King Jewelers, Foundation Bank, Great American Sports, Fitscapes, and we'll tell you about some more of our great sponsors. Please tell them you heard about them here. The Hornets are out there 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. Slot right. Robertson gets the football, hands off to Reed. Reed dances, wants to go. This time Peabody's got it plugged up, and they'll shove him back. Looked like Braden Hallbrook was on that tackle along with an assist. Starting to come onto the field for us is Jeter, but he goes back off as he was called back off. 2nd and 10. Time will maybe run out. Let's check. Yes, we got time if the clock's running. Let's see if the Hornets choose to run another play or will they let it run out. Robertson's got what he wants. The wideouts are out here. 1 second, and time will change ends of the field. It's tied at 7 at the end of 1 quarter of Jamboree action. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz South Gibson Football Network.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at Humboldt Dodge Chrysler Jeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Hello, I'm Chad P. Wilson with Foundation Bank, a family-owned community bank here in West Tennessee. Your checking account should be more than just a place to store your money. Our foundation benefits with high-interest checking account pays you interest, but also includes identity theft monitoring, cell phone protection, and roadside assistance. Start a financial conversation with us today by visiting our website, foundationbank.org, or call us on the number on your screen. In the meantime, God bless you.
Terms and conditions apply. Foundation Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Back for ball game action in the second quarter here with the BallGame Blitz on the South Gibson County Facebook. And I believe if you check it out, you just type in there South Gibson High and scroll on down to that. Great action. It's tied at 7. Next week we'll have quarter stats for you at the end of each quarter. Tell you a little bit about it, but this is a Jamboree, fast moving. We're not going to flip ends, evidently, with the football. And we'll just stay going in one direction, or now they have decided, I think after conferring both coaches, they will treat it like it's the end of a quarter, and they will flip the end, so we have a little extra time. While I remind you about some of our great sponsors, McCoy's Heating and Air, King Jewelers, Foundation Bank, Great American Sports, Fitscape, Lawn Service, Rip Local, Lawrence, Funeral Home, Summit of Jackson, and Roberts Jewelers. Please tell those advertisers you appreciate them bringing you these games and support these businesses. Tell them you heard about it on Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz broadcast of South Gibson football. 2nd and 10. No gain on that last play as Peabody got good penetration then. Austin will be out in the slot. Lovern is wide to the right of the formation. Single coverage, although now they're going to rotate towards him. Sprinting right Here's the pass by Robertson, complete to Austin. Austin's got the first down and a little more. Great throw and catch. Robertson took a little hit after it, the pass. And trying to be nice and helpful, but you want to leave it there. I'll tell you what, I appreciate the effort by Jack Smith, our junior tackle there. And personal foul, roughing the passer, so they'll add yardage to this. I know that's something that Coach Shane Jacobs and his staff don't want to see that. Very quickly, the head coach for the Hornets, Ben Johnson, assistants Derek Morales, Jeb Jones, Chandler Whitaker, Bailey Patterson, Aaron Lowry, Will Harris, Gavin Wallace, trainer James Carver, security Dwayne Clark, of course the principal Phil Rogers, athletic director Mark Dunn, team doctor Dr. Douglas Hammond. We'll tell you who the coaching staff for Peabody is here in a moment as we stay with the slot right. Wing. It's an inside handoff to the wingback, coming back to the right side. Not a large gain, but it will gain yardage, and it keeps defenses honest. Peabody was able to stay home a little better. Linebackers looked like scraped into it. Here's your replay, and we'll watch it again. There's the handoff, and a man came up, actually looked like a secondary player came in there. And that's the advantage of having those replays. Make it 2nd and 8. It's a long 8. That was Wallace, number 20, running the football. Handoff to Reed. Tough yardage, getting some good blocking in there. Still going, pumping, and finally across the 35 down to almost the 32, and another one of those Chuck Hutton Nissan first downs. And he looked like a runaway car there. He was just dragging people. Jaden Reed, I bet he's hitting. We've got a great weight program up here. Wallace comes out. Coming into the contest, Dre Scott, the freshman wide out. Robertson wide here. Let's see if Lovern's in the backfield with Reed, and he is. It's just going to be the straight Wildcat-type snap to him. He's going to get across the 30 down to maybe the 28. We'll see where the knee hit and where they place it. Host of Tide tacklers there. Here's the Nissan replay. One man on the bottom for the Tide. That looked like Josh Wade Jones. Coming into the contest now, Tayshawn Jeter. Robertson, they're signaling into him. He doesn't have to come quite as far as the two quarterbacks for the freshman team did. 9:59 to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and 6. The ball's on the 28 of Peabody. Handoff to the running back coming over the A gap, maybe the B, depending on how we block down. Didn't see the spacing that time. A nice run. And it will look like it'll move it enough. It is a Chuck Hutton Nissan first down for the South Gibson Hornets. Lovern and Scott comes to the left. We've got trips this time to the left. Quick toss out, catching it down low and in his knees, but nobody was going to intercept that one. And that was complete to Scott. Good throw and catch, positive yardage, 5 yards on it. And again, we'll give more detailed stats next week. When Thursday night we've got the opening season contest against the Milan Bulldogs. Wing left, slot right. Keeper, it's Lovern. He was in at quarterback. It's more of a Wildcat thing. This time they slipped a block, and they being the Tide, and got about 4 tacklers over there. We'll see the replay on it. We didn't get one man blocked. He turned it in, and then a couple of others finished it off. Maintaining contain is very important. It's still going to be 3rd and 5. So after all that action, no gain. Looks like Jackson Young will be one of the receivers going to the right. It's a slot. We've got movement, and I'm afraid that our offensive lineman moved. And that should back up. Illegal procedure, back it up. Reed comes back in. It'll make it 3rd and 10. Just outside the red zone. Robertson's got his play. Gadd, the tight end, we've not seen him thrown to. Very capable of catching it. We've got Young and Scott to the right. They give to Reed, who is a runner and a half there. Good blocking on the left side of that line. Won't be a first down, but it gets 5 of them back. This is 4-down territory here, and the Hornets are going to go for it. Gabe Lovern back into the contest. Reed is in there. Scott is in there. Robertson's got his play. Good job for the most part by the offensive line. They're going to miss a block every once in a while. They're human, and that's something they'll work on during the week. Lovern, the widest to the left. They're going to ride it in, and now they blow it dead. And let's see if Coach may have called a timeout. Here's the replay on it. And Coach Johnson hustling down there. Did you see him like a sprinter coming down there? It's a timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout with the team.
Hi, I'm Cody Fitz with Fitzscapes. Our business's focus is on building your dream yard at your dream home. When designing our backyards, we always like to start with our pool and patio areas first. Then we complement that with the landscaping, and we finish with the lawn for all of the outdoor entertaining needs. After installation is complete, we provide annual maintenance for all of your lawn care and landscaping needs. Fitzscapes, let's build something beautiful.
And I tell you what, he's still got the speed. Some of you NFL teams, we want to keep him here, but Coach Johnson came sprinting down the sideline to get that timeout. And I think it was a necessary one. Peabody breaks their huddle over there. Shane Jacobs, their head coach, assisted by Jason Driggers, Jay Taylor, Tab Val, Paul Hudson, Steve Mathis, Jake Ramsey, Nick Cobb, and R.B. Hodges. Here's the play. It's 4th and 5. Robertson sprints right. He's chased. He has to unload it quicker than he did. Somebody missed the block. A lot of pressure put out, and you'll see it on the replay. Coming up the middle, and I didn't see whether that is 52 for them, and the ball will go over on downs. 52 is Garrison Brown. He's a senior. 7-7, your score. 6:25 to go in this second quarter, which this is a 2-quarter contest. Michael Odom will be on the Saturday Sports Roundup on News Talk 101.5 tomorrow to talk about this game and many others. The best coverage, the folks in Gibson County are lucky with all of the great newspapers you got. The Mile and Mirror Exchange, of course, kind of the bell cow for the papers. Here's man in motion. They give on the jet sweep to the wingback, trying the left side, and good pursuit, holding him to a fairly short game, maybe 3, maybe 4. We'll see where the placement of the football is. Here's your replay from Chuck Hutton on it. And it'll be 2nd down. We'll say a 7-yard one. I started to go for my short and long then, but it's about 7 yards. Again, with a wide out to the left and the double wing. This time we lose contain, but knifing up in there. And I mean, knifing up in there is Tayshawn Jeter, the sophomore defensive back. He filled the hole quickly. Nice play by him. Josh Wade Jones running the football then for the Tide. Numbers now for me are much more visible with the sun going down. 3rd and 6 from the 20-yard line. 5 minutes and counting in this Jamboree contest. A little crossing action, the inside handoff, and pull down. That'll probably be a horse collar, but that saved a touchdown possibly. But it will be a horse collar. And you see the signal. And we reach out and grab it. It'll cost us 15, us being the South Gibson Hornets. And a first down for the Peabody Golden Tide. Ball now on the 45-yard line of Peabody. The double wing again, man in motion. They fake it. They want to throw the football. They're throwing the pass just over the outstretched arms. Running with him was Sebastian Brady, number 12, a senior defensive back for the Hornets. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Haynes comes to the right for them. Man in motion. They give with the lead blocker. Bouncing it outside is the running back. He'll get about 3, maybe 4. That looked like Agnew, but I will not say for sure. I did not get a good look at the number. It's going to be 3rd down after the incompletion, then the gain of about 4. It's 3rd and 6. The ball is still in Peabody territory on their own 49. 3:44 and counting. Hornets would love to stuff them right here. Let's see if we're going to have a timeout. No, they're going to regroup. 6 on the play clock unless there's a timeout been called. Clock still running. It has not been arrested. And now Peabody does want a timeout. And so they take a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout on the BallGame Blitz Network.
Hi, I'm Cody Fitz with Fitscapes. Our business's focus is on building your dream yard at your dream home. When designing our backyards, we always like to start with our pool and patio areas first. Then we complement that with the landscaping, and we finish with the lawn for all of the outdoor entertaining needs. After installation is complete, we provide annual maintenance for all of your lawn care and landscaping needs. Fitscapes, let's build something beautiful.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
Back as we see the 3rd and 6 play. They had to change the wide out to the other side. The man in motion. They fake, sprint right. They're rolling out, dumping it short. The first down has been gotten, and more And a nice shoulder tackle there by number 23, Matthew Austin. And a Chuck Hutton Nissan first down for the Tide as they get closer. And their young kicker could put them ahead if they don't score a touchdown. They're wanting the touchdown. There's 3:02 and counting in this contest. The ball is 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line of the South Gibson Hornets. This time 2 backs in the backfield with a wing left. Haynes to the right, and they go to the big man, which would be the fullback. We've got a hold of him. Now, he did make the 25 on that, maybe the 24, and then a host of Hornets will push him back. And a busy young man, I know Nathan McCaig has been all over the field. He's a junior. Now, limping just a little bit. Is that Caden Allen? We'll have to check that and see. Four down linemen. They pull the guards out in front of the running back. Nifty little dip step and punch out there by number 8, Billy Wilkins, who's a running back for them. And that's another Chuck Hutton Nissan first down with 1:47. Hornets want to hold here, and I'm not talking about holding illegally. They want to hold and not allow this score. It's 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line, 14 yards away from pay dirt. Here's the Tide. You want to get penetration, but you also want to set those corners and not allow anybody to get outside. Wide out to the right is Haynes. 2 men in the backfield, straight ahead to the big bruising running back. He'll get down close to the 10, probably close to a 4-yard gain. Then they'll bring up 2nd down. We'll see where the exact spot is. There's a Tide player kind of hurting a little bit. They'll send someone on for him, but I think this will call for the coaches to come out and the trainers to check him over a little bit, because you don't like to see any person hurt. Hornets go into the end zone and they give the young man room. The Tide will go to the sideline, and you hate to see an injury. Remind band parents that are watching this contest, the band show will be taped in its entirety and put on YouTube on Worthy Road Studios tomorrow. And a great picture there of our young men for the Hornets. And when I say our young men, I will be the play-by-play man for the regular season for the South Gibson Hornets. Got a lot of friends up at Gibson County, and like I said, think the world of several of the Peabody coaches who I know well. And again, we've got a great coaching staff here. Remind everybody that this is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios for 2024. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of this BallGame Blitz broadcast without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. Signals being given in right now. Tide football, 2nd and 8. Did not get as much gain. The Hornets held at 13-yard line, 50 seconds with the clock running, and that is the proper way you start the clock. Couple of big defensive downs coming. Power to the right, but they bring the wing back left. He gets outside. We didn't get the corner set like we wanted it, and we have to make a tackle out there. We'll see the replay on this one. Clock is running so far, and Peabody will call a timeout. And we missed a tackle, so it's going to bring up 3rd down. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back for the last 31 seconds.
At Foundation Bank, we love working with small businesses, and we serve them uniquely through truly local decision-making and underwriting. But we're more than a lender for your small business. We're also a source of financial counsel. Hey, running a small business can be hard and complex, but we can help. Let us learn more about your small business by visiting our website. It's foundationbank.org, or call us at the number on the screen. In the meantime, God bless you.
Foundation Bank is a member FDIC, equal housing lender.
31.8 seconds left in this part of the Jamboree. The JV will play next. Third down and about 4 to go. Ball on, let's check it out. Is on the 9 is where the stake looks like. Maybe the 8. We'll see exactly. Peabody will come out with 2 wings, 1 running back. They're going to go to the big man over the B gap, and again pushing him back several people. 20, 11, and 24 for us, and that's Wallace and Jeter and Scott. And there's your Chuck Hutton Nissan replay. 24.1 seconds. It'll be 4th down at about, well, let's call it 4. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back with more exciting action.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
We are back for the final 24.1 seconds. It is 4th and 3. Looks like more like 3.5, but if you want to list it on the scoreboard, is 3. A big play for the Tide. Also a big play for the Hornet defense. And it's going to be a field goal attempt. And this young man is a pretty good field goal kicker for them. He hit that long extra point a while ago. The kick is up, and it is wide right, and that's not the same field goal kicker. Wide right, and his teammates do the right thing. They console him. 21.8 seconds with a whole lot of football field for the Hornets to go. Let's see if they just run it and take their time or if they go for the downs on it. And when we speak of that, we are talking about, do they try the home run ball? Do you want to show your trick plays? Do you have a hook and lateral or whatever? The ball is placed after the missed field goal on the 20-yard line, equidistance from the hash marks. 80 yards to go for a touchdown in 21.8 seconds, or we have a good kicker too. I guarantee you, Max McGowan, if we can get him in range, is very capable. Robertson comes out there. He'll have Reed in the backfield with him. Right now, it's a flanker right, Lovern to split in to the left. Good blocking. Robertson cranks up the javelin, throws the football, and it may have been intercepted. Let's see what we got. It was intercepted. 2 men covering the wide out to that side. And so for 15.4 seconds, the Hornet defense will have to come back and play valiantly again. Score tied at 7, 15.4 seconds. Ball will be placed down on the Tide 49, closer to the left hash mark. Matter of fact, it should be on now. They adjusted, and it's the 48. Proper adjustment by the officials. They've got time to get their field goal kicker in range. There is a yellow handkerchief on the ground. Let's see what they call. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Tide, and that will back it up about 15 yards. A tough penalty for them. South Gibson will take it, and now they'll play defense. Longer to get your kicker into field goal range. Let's see if the defensive backs loosen up a little bit. If they try a running play, you got to set the corner. This is Haynes out here, who caught a touchdown pass earlier. He'll be matched up with number 12, Sebastian Brady. See if he gets any safety help. He's going to back off, not play press coverage. Looks like we're going to be in a one-high safety. Maybe it's going to be a two-high. I don't think it's Tampa 2, but two high safeties. Now shift the power is all to the right. It's going to be a halfback pass. They throw it up in the air. There's a push-off. And he breaks a tackle. And I'm going to be honest with you, he's tackled down at the 15, but there is a travesty of justice. The wideout committed pass interference. And it was a halfback pass thrown and completed. Now the clock ran out. I think they'll give them one untimed play. There will be one untimed play. And a timeout has been called, or are they sending them to the sidelines for the end of the contest? Very interesting if they got it. We're going to keep it here and remind you that this game will be archived tomorrow. The band performances by both bands, I believe, will be archived. And this contest is over because they did not get the time run out or timeout called or spike the football. And that will end the second quarter. This one will end with a 7-7 score. And tomorrow it'll be interesting to hear Michael Odom talk about this contest. 7-7 your final, and we'll have the two bands perform, and then there will be a JV contest. Let's take the timeout on the South Gibson and BallGame Blitz Football Network.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Hi, I'm Cody Fitz with Fitscapes. Our business's focus is on building your dream yard at your dream home. When designing our backyards, we always like to start with our pool and patio areas first. Then we complement that with the landscaping, and we finish with the lawn for all of the outdoor entertaining needs. After installation is complete, we provide annual maintenance for all of your lawn care and landscaping needs. Fitscapes, let's build something beautiful.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been your go-to source for quality tires and auto care. Since 1959, we've been proudly serving the Humboldt community from our East End Drive location. Whether you need tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, and more, King Tire Company has you covered. Tires from the name brands you trust and in all sizes from ATV to light truck and beyond. Stop by King Tire Company on East End Drive today, keeping Humboldt rolling since 1959.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
South Gibson County High School, I invite you to welcome to the field our visitor band, the Peabody High School Band. right, we had some technical difficulties, but we're good to go now. Everybody welcome the South Gibson County High School Band. We will see you next Thursday.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been your trusted source for quality tires and auto care. Since 1959, our family-owned business, now managed by our third generation, has proudly served the community with 3 locations: East End Drive in Humboldt, Old Hickory Boulevard in Jackson, and Airways Boulevard in Jackson. From tires and alignments to oil changes, general repair, brakes, belts, hoses, radiators, and more, King Tire Company has the expertise and service you can count on. King Tire Company, keeping you on the road since 1959.
Why rent an apartment when you can lease a home? The Summit in Jackson offers 2 and 3 bedroom single-family homes with lots of amenities. Enjoy the comfort and space in a gated community with smart technology, ADS security, and no maintenance. Short and long-term leases are available, so visit our website or call to schedule your tour today at the Summit in Jackson.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
And we are back, and the final half, both bands were out there on the field. Those will be replayed on YouTube tomorrow. And here for the second half, it'll be the JV from South Gibson County versus the Peabody JV. It'll be 2 15-minute quarters with continuous clock. There will be no special teams. And boy, that was a interesting game, I guess is the best way to put it. The clock was run properly, but you've got to either spike the football or call a timeout. And in a jamboree, those type things happen. It ended at 7-7, and it has been good. It's been good for me. The players on both teams, we saw some really good things. And sometimes my voice booms a little bit. I have picked up and gotten looser as this went. You gather a little rust just like the players have scrimmage games and things like that to set things up. And appreciate all of y'all that are watching out there tonight. And I know some. First contest between the freshmen wound up 8-8. And, of course, Gage Allen scored a touchdown for the Hornets. And in that one, I was trying to check. It was a 78-yard run by Cannon that scored the Peabody touchdown. And, of course, the 2-point conversions were good for both teams. 7-7 in the varsity contest. Of course, Peabody opened up the scoring. And Jamarius Haynes had a touchdown pass he caught. And Reed for South Gibson with a nice 13-yard run. And I was impressed with not only Reed, but he did run hard. Now, the JV contest, this should be interesting. I've got 2 varsity rosters and 1 freshman roster, and we'll piece you a JV game together, and that will be interesting. Let me tell you a little bit about next week. Worthy Road Studios, as we've told you earlier, will be on the road with Peabody game against USJ. USJ will be, Steve Beverly will be calling that one. And then, of course, TCA and Chester County will go after it. I know Diamond Dave will be there for that one. Not sure about whether Stan will be there or not. As you can see, the team's loosening up and probably gotten a little stiff in there. And one thing I kind of left out, Cade Beaver did not play this week, but don't worry, he'll be in there. And we'll tell you more about those things. But some games, those are the 3 that will be done by Worthy Road Studios next week. But they'll be right here for the South Gibson Hornets to play the Milan Bulldogs. That one should be a slobber knocker, white knuckler. And some of you, I got a text on my phone, and next week I'll explain some of the terms. As you saw, I got a little more warmed up in that varsity game. You'll hear terms like mollyhawk, slobber knocker, white knuckler, and a few other terms like that. And when we get ready to hit the field, we'll find out that it is football time in Medina, Tennessee next week at the South Gibson County High School field. Some games that's going to happen in. There were a bunch of jamborees tonight, and we didn't spend a lot of time covering the other ones. But if you'll listen to the Saturday Sports Roundup, we'll have a report tomorrow on it. And, of course, 1015 works along with the Worthy Road Studios broadcast. And I believe our football game on the radio part of it will be on 105.3 next Thursday night, besides being able to watch it on the South Gibson Facebook. And we, again, appreciate all of you listeners. But here's some games that will be played next week of interest in this area. Fayette Academy at Adamsville. Trinity Christian Academy at Chester County. And that one will be a BallGame Blitz Worthy Road Studios broadcast. There'll be Munford at Covington. Dyersburg at Dyer County. And everybody keep Dyer County in your prayers. They had a tragedy happen up there the other day. And Brighton at Henry County. Stewart County at Hollow Rock, Prouston Central. McKenzie at Huntington, Liberty Magnet at Jackson Central. Mary probably played, though, at Liberty Magnet's field. And Crockett County will travel to Jackson Northside. Jackson Christian to North Point Christian. Lake County and Obion County, USJ and Peabody, and that's Worthy Road Studios will be bringing that one on the USJ Facebook page. South Side at Ripley. And Lexington at Scotts Hill next week, and the big one, Milan at South Gibson. Right here, Worthy Road Studios, BallGame Blitz on the South Gibson Facebook. It'll be archived. Gibson at West Carroll and Dresden at Westview. next week. And that one's a Thursday night game. There'll be 178 games that next week, mostly non-region games. And there will be 9 games against non-member opponents. And, of course, there will be 15 non-Friday night games across the state. And believe it or not, some teams had an open date. While we're getting ready for play, let's take a quick 30-second timeout, and we'll come back and see who's going to play in the JV game.
For over 60 years, King Tire Company has been a trusted name in quality tires and auto care, proudly serving the Jackson community for decades from our Old Hickory Boulevard location. With tires, alignments, oil changes, AC repairs, brakes, belts, hoses, radiator repair, and more. King Tire Company delivers the expertise and reliability you can depend on. Visit King Tire Company on Old Hickory Boulevard in Jackson today, where decades of experience meet top-notch service.
Great American Sports, make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports, make sports an addiction.
At Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, we provide gentle guidance and support during one of life's most challenging moments. Our dedicated team is here to help you create a meaningful and personalized tribute for your loved one. From arranging heartfelt services to handling all the details, we ensure every aspect is taken care of with the utmost respect and compassion. Trust us to be there for when it matters most. Call 731-783-3026 to speak with one of our experienced funeral directors. Rep Local Lawrence Funeral Home, a tradition of caring since 1925.
For more than 60 years, King Tire Company has been your go-to source for quality tires and dependable auto care. Our Airways Boulevard location in Jackson has proudly served the community for decades, delivering the excellence you've come to rely on. Whether you need tires.
South Gibson has the football. They came back on the field a little quicker with no kickoff, etc. like that. Hand off to the running back. And that is number 15 for the, and we hope that is off of the varsity roster, even though this is junior varsity football, and that would be Matthew Howell. And we'll have to pick these young people up as they come up there. And we'll also, we were not given separate rosters for JV, and we'll use the 2 varsity rosters to try to pick up on this. See the referees waving their hand. This is continuous running clock. It's 2nd and 8 on the 32. And there is a penalty. That'll move the ball up 5 yards. So it'll now be 2nd and 4. Here's the fake, the keep by the quarterback around the right side. And now there's a flag, and that one usually indicates there's probably some holding. Looks like South Gibson is backing up. Coggins is your quarterback. 15 is Matthew Howell. As like I said, we are picking these up from the roster. Next week we'll have starting lineups and depth charts and everything out there. 13:07 and counting. Ward in the slot over here to the left. High snap. Quarterback has to keep it, run for his life. He's got some positive yardage, and he is dragged down there and at about the 34-yard line. Pick up a 5. That'll bring it to a 3rd and about 8. Some people would say 7, but I'm going to say it's closer to 8. We'll pick up the Peabody young men as we can find their spots on the roster. Good-looking JV group for South Gibson in the spread with that wings in motion. Sprinting to his right is the quarterback. A nice pass and catch. We'll see a Chuck Hutton Nissan replay of that. And the pass was to Ward, Bryson Ward. And that was Coggins with the pass. First down, and that's a Chuck Hutton first down. And the Hornets are moving. They are in Peabody territory. Nice effort to keep going and pick up a couple of positive yards, maybe only one, but Howell could have easily been down for a loss or no gain, so a good effort there. Plays being signaled in. Coggins, your quarterback. Coggins is 5'11", 157. Slots to the right. And he juices that one up. Almost intercepted, trying to come back for it. Was the wideout. Good coverage by Peabody there in the secondary. We'll check the numbers there. Looks like an ineligible receiver there, or the penalty was declined, didn't you? And number 6, the wideout is Adams. Like I said, we are picking these up as we can from the rosters. Usually we have a spotting chart with 2 deep. Don't forget Saturday Sports Roundup News Talk 101.5, who works with Worthy Road Studios, and Starla Hembry of the Vol Vault. And here's a fake. Keeping is the quarterback, Coggins. Coggins breaks one tackle, spins, gets across the 35, and let's see where they say his knee hit, possibly the 34. It'll be close to a first down. Looks like it's about 6 to 8 inches short by the stake over there. It'll be 4th and less than 1. This is a short one. Kason Coggins, the sophomore, running JV quarterback. Out wide to the right is Jackson Young, the freshman, who played a little bit in the freshman game, and you can do that in JV. 2 down linemen, now 3 for Peabody. Here's the quarterback up the middle. He should have the first down and more. And it's a Chuck Hutton Nissan first down for the Hornets. At 8:43 and counting, and this is continuous. Here's the replay. They pull that guard. He loops up in there. It came into the A-gap left side, but I like that pulling guard. And that's Dylan Cuthbertson. I will work on these names, my pronunciation chart. Some of them I have, some I don't, but exciting football. 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up outside linebackers, defensive end. Here's Howell running the football. They try to arm tackle him, and he's going to get good yardage across the 30 and close to the 25. He'll be short of the 25. And here's the replay. They pull both guards this time, cutting back against the grain. And a couple of Peabody players involved in that. The other guard was number 50, Calden Perez, who pulled that time. So we had 2 pulling guards out in front. Always watch the guards, and you can tell a lot about where the football is going. Up high snap. Giving to Howell, tries the left side, gets through the small seam in there, keeps running, he's got the first down, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of great action out on the field there. And another Chuck Hutton Nissan first down unless it comes back for some reason. There is the yellow handkerchief among a couple of pads that were loose on the ground, and it looks like the Hornets may be backed up. When I say handkerchief of laundry, personal foul, wow. Against the Hornets. And it'll be from the spot of the foul. It'll still move to third down. It's not one of those that will keep it. It's going to make it third and extremely long for the Hornets. Looks like about 3rd and 16, maybe 15. Ball is going to be placed at the 37-yard line, closer to the left hash mark. Sending Jackson Young far to the right with a slot man. Wing this time a little more inside. It's more like trips now. Didn't get the block. One man flushing the quarterback out of the pocket. It's intercepted, picked off, down the sideline, knocked out of bounds right in front of the Peabody bench, but an interception as the quarterback got hit and the clock will continue to run like it's supposed to. Let's watch it here. See where his arm got hit and throws up a wounded duck. It was not necessarily his fault. It was good defense by number 33, Omari Jennings. And now again, they're going to move the football back just a little bit. And there is the laundry, or drop the handkerchief, yellow handkerchief. Some people say they dropped a yellow rag out on the field. I hate that comment, but we'll get all the terms. But remember, from time to time, you'll hear some unusual terms out of me. My favorites are slobber knocker, white knuckler, mollyhawked, and we'll explain mollyhawk to you. Got that from Tom Fan and Richard Ross, who coached at Jackson High and JCM for a long time. Tide will stay with their wing T concept. We fill the gaps and shut the play down. And a good driving tackle, and for us that looked like number 75, Michael Gibson, the sophomore. And you saw the replay on that one. Three down linemen, two stand-up outside linebackers or defensive ends, depending on what you want to call them. Here's the handoff. We lost contain, and getting good yardage is the running back. That time he avoided a tackle, and he may take it. Two men have a chance at stopping him. One slows him up, and the pursuit, and a Chuck Hutton Nissan first down for the Golden Tide. Let's see the replay on that. This looks like Cannon again running the football for them. We'll check the numbers. And it is. Cannon is 22. He is going to be a nifty runner for them. He had to be added to their roster tonight. I don't know why he was left out or whatever, but the Peabody coaches were kind enough to help with some additions like that. And again, the wing T left. Straight ahead to the what would be the fullback in a straight T. Two men stand him up for the Hornets. Perez, one of those. Coming back onto the field is Dylan Cuthbertson. And coming off the field is number 75, Michael Gibson. Second and 10, no gain on that one. One wide out to the right. Double wing this time with one running back. They'll send the wing in motion. It's like the handback sweep, only and it's a safe play, but a single solo tackle with good support was made there by Bryce Morris. It's third down. Third down and 9 after a 1-yard pickup. Ball's on the 41 of South Gibson. 2 minutes and counting right here as we have continuous clock play in JV ball on a Jamboree. They choose to go double wing with the wide out to the right. A little confusion on the defense. 3 down linemen, 2 stand up outside ends. Sprinting to his left. Here's the pressure, trying to make a hard throw. It floated, but it was complete and out of bounds before the first down could be gained, but a nice throw and catch. We'll watch that on the Chuck Hutton replay. And that is the quarterback, Philip Elliott. It is fourth down, and you know, especially in a JV game, they will go for it. Philip Elliott having to run opposite of his strong hand, which is his right hand. Makes it tough, just like rolling to your right makes it tough on a left-hander. Split end is to the left, and again, a wing right, 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to be the handoff to Cannon. This time, I think the defense, it's going to be close. It will totally depend on the spot of the football. And let's see. They may have to measure. No, they say it is short. The Hornets have held. And not the penalty kind of hold either. The offenses and defenses for both teams will come out there. 18 seconds and counting. The Hornets had a nice drive the last time, but it stalled out with a penalty and an interception. The handoff looks like Howell running. A couple of tacklers got him out there, but he gets across the 35. That is the end. We'll watch the replay here. And that is the end of the quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, more second half action for the JV game.
Let me tell you about the American Dream. In 1974, I had $425 to my name. I bought 21 carpet remnants, rented an old lumber shed, and opened Deaton's Rug Barn on East College. I worked long hours with hope of taking care of my family. I'm so thankful to Jesus who changed my life. He gave me a dream. So in 1985, we opened Deaton's Carpet One on the 45 bypass with a commitment to customer satisfaction. My friends, don't give up on your dream, because your dream can come true.
And we are back here for the second quarter with South Gibson in possession, 2nd and 7 on the 36-yard line. We will remind you that any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited, and I will add a little extra to it. It's illegal. Get hold of Paul Schultze if you would like to use it or get his permission to use it, and you do need to get it in writing. It violates several laws, including some from the FCC and copyright laws. Here come the Hornets. Howell in the backfield along with Coggins. A slot to the right. Wing is left against 3 down linemen. This time 2 stand-up outside people. Off of the C gap out here is Howell running hard across the 40 down to about the 43. We'll see the placement is very important. You've got a replay coming up. It looked like one of the linebackers for Peabody. I want to say that was 44, and that may be Ryan Bauer. He's either a lineman or a linebacker. Slot left. Coggins at quarterback. He's going to keep it. Needed a block, didn't get the block, and he's going to be knocked down about the 43. So that's going to make it 3rd and 1, or 4th and 1 actually. I need to trust myself, never trust other sources for information. 4th and 1. Jackson Young has gone far to the right. Howell, and they're going to try the quarterback again. I think he's got it. Let's see where. Oh, yes. He made the 45. Chuck Hutton Nissan first down for the Hornets of South Gibson. Two well-coached teams. Both of them play in tough regions. They're in different classifications. Gibson County in Class 4A. 2A for Peabody, and they have some tough opponents. Howell switches sides. Coggins now wants him, and looks like South Gibson, well, actually, they're signaling a Peabody timeout. And with the Peabody timeout, tell you what we'll do. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, I'm going to Jackson.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
Two receivers to the right. Here's a pass up in the air, no good, incomplete. So it goes to 2nd and 10. Ward and Young playing the majority of the wideouts time for the Hornets. Gropman at tight end. Handoff to left side, penetration, but cutting back and dragging a tackler with him to the 50 is Howell. That'll make it 3rd down and 6. Could be 3rd and 5. It's a long 5. And possibly a short 6 is as close as you can get to it. It's 3rd and 6. It's got to be. See the Chuck Hutton Nissan replay. Slot right. Wing is to the left of the formation. In motion. Sprinting right. Coggins throws. The left-hander cranks it up. Almost picked off. Almost had a catch. And it's going to go to 4th and 5. Coming into the contest for the Hornets, and I do not have a 35 on this roster. Maybe this is from the freshman roster because there are no freshmen. Let me see if I can find a 35 on that roster. No, and that's one we'll have to get a number for. 4th down. Coggins sprints right, loses the football, has to fall on it. It'll belong to Peabody. It's not a real fight, but we call it rooster fighting. A couple of them out there. They're just blocking and trying to get free kind of hard. I know it's hot and sweaty, and it's hard sometimes to hold on that football when you're a left-hander sprinting right. The ball can fall, so the ball goes over on downs anyway. And Peabody will get their shot at it with 9:58 and counting. You see it on the great scoreboard clock that Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz always provides. And again, please tell our sponsors you appreciate them bringing you South Gibson football. One single wide out to the left. They'll go I formation with a wing right. Quarterback under center. Pitch sweep. Wanted to be like student body. And this is Cannon, and he can reverse field, and we've got two guys with an angle on him, but he is a great runner, and Peabody, they're going to enjoy having this young man. He's number 22. His name is Tay Cannon. You'll see him reverse field. You'll see us give pursuit. Got to check your pursuit angles. And coming across to make a tackle, Jeremiah Gadd. And I believe Bryson Ward was the other tackler. And let's see what they go with. That was supposed to be a version of student body right. Now they've got, is that an end over? Is the tackle eligible? The power is to the right side of the formation, the pitch. And we did a good job and then let him gain outside contain, and he'll get down inside the 5-yard line. And you'll see the replay on that one. And 26, and then a great tackle by Bryce Morris. And 26 for them is Michael Dunlap. He's a freshman also. And we have a injured player. I'll tell you what let's do. Let's take a 30-second timeout on the South Gibson and BallGame Blitz Football Network.
Beauty House Social. Jackson's premier blowout bar and full-service salon and med spa. From lashes and facials to cosmetic injections and lasers, we have it all. Let's be social. Why rent an apartment when you can lease a home? The Summit in Jackson offers 2- and 3-bedroom single-family homes with lots of amenities. Enjoy the comfort and space in a gated community with smart technology, ADS security, and no maintenance. Short and long-term leases are available, so visit our website or call to schedule your tour today at the Summit in Jackson.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Back in the second quarter of the junior varsity game, no score, but Peabody threatening with a 1st and goal from the 5. The varsity game hopefully we'll have some clips to play for you on the Saturday Sports Roundup on News Talk 101.5. Michael Odom. Michael Morris is a principal in Jackson. I taught him a long time ago. Here comes the Tide. 1st and goal, though, from the 5. They've got Cannon in the backfield back there. Single setback, Powers to the left. They pitch to the left. Cannon's going to try to bounce it outside, and he will go in. We were tugging at his jersey, but a 5-yard touchdown. 5-yard run by Cannon. I'm sure they're going to try the extra point with a kick. You saw the great replay. And we'll have to check and see which kicker is on for Peabody. and his number has not been visible to us yet. Elliott holding. The kick is blocked. And so it's a 6-0 game. I will say this, that Tay Cannon is going to be quite a running back. I hope that Michael Dunlap's not hurt. I think that was the young man that went down. He came out of the game. Ball should be placed on the 30 because we're no special teams. Clock running at 6:33, and that everybody knew that beforehand. South Gibson offense getting ready to come on the field. Officials talking a little bit. It's good to they get a warm-up game and get the rust off and get to work with each other. And there's 2 sets here, and this is good. The officials of the TSSAA work hard. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. We're in the second quarter. High snap, handoff to Howell. A guard pulled in front of him. He cuts it back up the middle in that seam and will get good yardage across the 25 down to approximately the 27. You'll see a replay here in a moment. Watch the guard. Watch him cut up that hole there. And now an injury timeout. Hopefully it's nothing more than a cramp or something. And we'll have another one of those injury timeouts. Tell you what, we'll take a 30-second timeout and come back to the final 5:42.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, "I'm going to Jackson."
We are back here. 5 minutes, 42 seconds. The only time the clock is arrested in a Jamboree contest is when the injury situation happens. Coach Joe Holloway, along with some really fine young men. You'll see their names at the end of it. Worthy Road Studios bringing you the best with 5 cameras tonight. As every home game, that will be the minimum number. Coggins gets it, hands off to Howell. Howell bounces it outside. Makes a move on one, and he's going to get good yardage. The tackle is by Tay Cannon, who scored the touchdown a while ago. Let's watch this play develop. Watch the good blocking. Cuts it up like he run north and south once you get that seam. And believe it or not, my glass here is frosting over. I may have to even raise it up. Good air conditioning, though, tonight. 1st and 10 from the 36 after a Chuck Hutton Nissan first down. 4:41 and counting to score for the Hornets as they come out with a slot left, and we'll get the fresh names in there. Wing right, going against 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends, all 5 coming. There was a little stunt supposed to happen on the other side. We ran to the right of our offense, and guess what? Some positive yardage. Here's your replay. And running hard is number 10 for the Hornets. And I've got to go to the freshman roster, I believe, and that looks like Drake Lewis. Slot right now. Gets 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers. Again, the handoff coming across the 45. And that's Drake Lewis again. And again, I'm having to piece both the freshman roster and the varsity roster together. 2nd and 5. The ball is on. Well, let's check this. It can't be 2nd and 5. Let's see if we can. There is that a player down? Yep, another player's down. It's got to be 1st and 10, and the ball is on the 47-yard line of South Gibson. We'll hold it here for a moment and see. Sometimes these players bring back up. Both teams taking advantage of a little rest. And again, we hope it's nothing more than maybe a cramp or maybe a bruise or something. Don't want any torn cartilage, ligaments, anything like that. It looks like the young man is up. And coming to the sideline, slight limp, hopefully nothing really bad, but Coggins hands off close to the 50. Let's see if they put it where the knee touched down first. You check it out on the replay. As best we can tell, is Drake Lewis. Getting some JV time in. And there is no 10 on the varsity, so it is Drake. Again, this is a junior varsity contest with 2:39, the ball on the 50. 2nd down and 5. Peabody leads 6-0. Low snap, quarterback picks it up and is going to be drilled right at the 50-yard line. And one of the numbers that I don't have for Peabody is who made the tackle. We'll double check it, make sure, but no, I don't have that number. Slot right. Wing left to Coggins, the handoff to Lewis. Lewis, good yardage, taking the man that actually tackled him. Caleb Pickett down to a nice game, and you see the body lean also on that one for Peabody was 44, Bauer. That brings up 4th and 2 at the 50. Low snap again. Quarterback keeps it, but he is hemmed up. Gets away from 2 guys. Will he make it? And I think he's going to be a little short. Let's see. I'm having to call from the monitor as my window has frosted over completely. The stakes, no, he'll be short again. 108, teams change. And as an old coach, I'm used to watching the action. I use the monitor to back up if I miss anything and watch our great Chuck Hutton Nissan replays, and we hope you enjoy all of that. It'll be tied football, leading 6-0 with about 47 seconds and counting. 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. For pride, South Gibson wants to keep them out of the end zone, and they'll play hard. Let's see if they try to give the football to Cannon again. Wing T, you see the wing back kind of looking in. There's one single wide out, 2 backs in the backfield behind Elliott, the quarterback. Elliott's going to take a knee, which shows what a sportsman that Shane Jacobs is. And, of course, our coach, Ben Johnson, another great sportsman. 12 seconds. This one is all over but the shouting. Peabody is going to take the JV contest 6-0. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap this broadcast up.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Beauty House Social. Jackson's premier blowout bar and full-service salon and med spa. From lashes and facials to cosmetic injections and lasers, we have it all. Let's be social.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
Hey Jackson, Chuck Hutton, Tennessee's trusted name in automotive excellence, is proud to announce the grand opening of Chuck Hutton Nissan, now open at the I-40 and 45 bypass right in the heart of Jackson. Come see why Chuck Hutton has been the go-to destination for car buyers in Memphis for over 100 years. Now we're bringing that same dedication and experience to Jackson. Come experience the Chuck Hutton difference for yourself. Chuck Hutton Nissan will have you saying, "I'm going to Jackson."
And we are back. As you see, both teams have gone through the sportsmanlike handshakes. Peabody meeting at their end. Right out there, you see them on the field. South Gibson will meet with their head coach, Ben Johnson. Peabody meeting with Shane Jacobs. The freshman two quarters wound up in an 8-8 tie. The varsity wound up in a 7-7 tie. This one, the JV game, was won by Peabody 6-0. Both teams acquitted themselves well. The coaches will watch the film. They'll go back. They'll see where maybe blocks were missed, maybe some arm tackling, some things like this. But all in all, they've got to certain things they'll be pleased with. Other things they've got a week to correct. South Gibson working on a short week because they play Thursday night hosting the Milan Bulldogs. It'll be brought to you on the BallGame Blitz Worthy Road Studios, but it will be shown on the South Gibson Facebook page, and we will have more stats and graphics for that one. The Jamboree gives you a chance to see your teams play and get a lot of things taken care of. Tomorrow on the 101.5, the Saturday Sports Roundup, this game will be talked about along with some other jamborees across the West Tennessee area. Remind you that Worthy Road Studios brings you the finest in pictures and also broadcasting with 5 cameras. But again, this is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios for 2024, and remind you about that. The other high school teams covered are USJ and TCA, and the Union University Bulldogs, all of their sports, home games, Rockabillys, Bethel Sports, and it looks like we're going to add lane boxing is covered by this. And remember to support these advertisers: the Blacksmith Restaurant, Chuck Hutton Nissan, King Tire, Jones Chevrolet, Dayton Carpet, One, Elite Dental, Humboldt Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram, McCoy's Heating and Air, King Jewelers, Foundation Bank, Great American Sports, Fitzscapes Lawn Service, Rip Local, Lawrence Funeral Home, Summit of Jackson, Roberts Jewelers. Please support these people, for without them there are no broadcast. We are just about ready to wrap it up, and we will tell you, and like I said, next week, more stats, more stuff, but you won't get any better pictures. They are the best from 5-camera shoot. Of course, we always have a main camera, and not many places can perform with 5 cameras, but Worthy Road Studios can. Sometimes there's more. I have enjoyed it. I needed to get the rust off. You're seeing some great names right there, and we'll remind you that any rebroadcast, retransmission, further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. The executive producer tonight, Paul Schulze, who has worked himself to death. The director, who I love having him. I've worked baseball with him. I've worked probably every sport there is with Christopher Reasons. The main camera was Paul Schulze, sideline operator, the one and only Billy Boland. And, of course, replay tonight, a young man that we're looking forward to working with. Stephen Childers has done a great job with that. We'll have him, and remember, we have replay every time we are here at home. But for all of the gang and all of our sponsors, and for the South Gibson Hornets and Principal Phil Rogers, Mark Dunn, the AD, and head coach of our team, Coach Ben Johnson, we want to thank the Peabody people for their cooperation in getting me a roster and correcting some name stuff. But we're going to say thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good night, all.
The award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 1 million views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,700 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, South Gibson County, USJ, TCA, and Peabody. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. The premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.